Hello and welcome to the Strategic Bookkeeper podcast. It is a while since I've recorded a podcast. I do try and batch record my podcast. It's nice to get into the zone around what I want to share, my thought leadership, and then record a batch of podcasts. And as I record this podcast, the difference in these episodes that I will record today is that the program is live, right? So August 1, we open the doors. And so these episodes from now on, in my own mind, I tend to think of them as lessons from the tribe because as I have been working with the tribe and really very narrowly focused on my amazing program participants in the tribe, I have been learning a lot from them, okay? And some of the learnings are around, are more like confirmation of what I already knew, but it's so important for me to see this, okay? And this is what today's episode is leading into. So today's episode is lessons from the tribe around finding new clients. And I'm really excited to share this with you because it is everything that I expected, okay? I'm really into the science and art of sales and marketing for bookkeepers. And this episode is sharing my lessons from what I've seen exactly as I anticipated, and so much in it for you, like so much opportunity in this episode for you to do better in terms of your practice and just learn things that are going to help you to build that thriving practice, okay, and also delight your clients so you get the privilege of your dream on your terms. That is the income and lifestyle you want and deserve. I know I rattle on about that a little bit. So without further ado, let's get stuck into this episode.
I'm Jeannie Savage, the Strategic Bookkeeper. I'm an award-winning entrepreneur, author, speaker, trainer and coach. After 13 years in practice and after scaling into a lifestyle business where I could choose my own adventure, I'm sharing my secrets to success, my secret sauce recipe on how to build a thriving practice, delight your clients and ultimately live your dream on your terms. This podcast is a companion to my book. In each weekly episode, I'll share strategies for scaling and success. This is your time to shine, to step up, to become a strategic bookkeeper and enjoy all the benefits it brings to you and your clients.
Okay, my friends, let's get stuck into this podcast. Now, there are two things I'll cover off before we get cracking into the detail. The first is I've just moved house and I want to name it to tame it because I'm at an in-between house while the place I go to gets renovated. For the next month, I'll be here. So I'm at my sister's unit in Broadbeach and it's really small. And so we have had to set up the kitchen, or the dining area rather, as a makeshift office and homeschool. So my son is sitting opposite me and he's being so wonderful and quiet while I record my podcast. And he is actually doing a project on Tasmania. I hope that was our plan so that we can travel there together. But if you hear any noises or rustling, I want to let you know I'm a little outside my comfort zone in an in-between house at the moment, but very grateful for having this place to go to, which is very beautiful in Broadbeach on the Gold Coast looking over the beach. So the second thing is the doors to the program opened August 1. I want to let you know that it is evergreen. You can join. And right now we are still celebrating foundation members with all the foundation member specials. So you should really have all the details of that either from us by email. There's a podcast on it too. You can reach out to hello@thestrategicbookkeeper.global. We can tell you if you don't know, but there are a range of foundation member bonuses as we celebrate the launch of the program, and you can still join, okay? So with all of that done, let's jump into what I'm calling lessons from the tribe on finding new clients, okay? Because certainly I am learning from them. So in this case, they are confirming what I always knew, and I'm going to get straight down to it and tell you what you absolutely need to know and and have and do ready for when you find a new client, okay? So when a PC, a prospective client, comes knocking on your door, and you know that is just a metaphor for gets in touch with you. When a PC knocks on your door, then what is critically important is the next thing you do, okay? Because bookkeepers prior to joining the transformation program, what they were doing with those PCs is exactly what I thought. And I absolutely knew how transformational it would be for me to take them from doing what they were currently doing with the PC that knocked on the door to doing what they should be doing with the right systems and processes. Now, examples of the impact, all pretty much all very much the same, okay? So the impact is that PC onboards as a high value client, yeah, so they will be prepared to pay a lot more, yeah, which means that you're bringing them on as a far more profitable client, okay? And an example, one of our tribe members, Beck, so I kind of just said to her, okay, so scenario A before you join the tribe, scenario B now you're in the tribe with the systems and processes, bearing in mind Beck had only just gone through the bones of what I get everyone to do, because what I do in the program is because I give you the keys to the kingdom, okay, and it's a lot, but I do that because I want you to be able to choose your own adventure. But then I actually direct you on what to do first and in what order, because I know that we need to, and I want to get runs on the board. So what I want to do is, if you come into the program, and whether you don't come into the program as well, right now what I want to do is make sure that I can give you the things that you need so that the next time the PC knocks on the door, you can very quickly have implemented, in a way that makes them on board without price as a priority, as a raving fan, and be prepared to pay you a lot more. So Beck said in this one scenario, for example, she was able to, that client, she would have charged them out $4,000 less per annum than she did when she joined my program. Now, interestingly, we think about that client, okay, so that a PC turns into a client and then turns into a VIP client, in my customer journey in my program that I teach you. So that PC, scenario A, if Beck never joined the program, she would have simply proposed services at $4,000 less, and they may or may not have accepted. Scenario B, Beck has proposed services $4,000 more per annum, and they've said yes. So I want to explain to you what scenario B involves so you can seek to make sure you've got these ducks in a row, okay? Because I've said it before and I'll say it again, the build a thriving practice, delight your clients, and live your dream on your terms is linear. Just like you put your oxygen mask on before putting child's on, you need to build that thriving practice or you can't help anyone, okay? And an easy misconception is that charging cheaper serves a client or makes them happier. No, absolutely not, okay? So what your clients want, it's not about the price, it's about the outcome, okay? So now let's move on to exactly what you need to have and do in order to know exactly what to do with that PC when they knock on the door, okay? Because it breaks my heart that when PCs knock on the door, that bookkeepers are missing opportunities. They are missing the opportunity to build their thriving practice, to delight that client, and they are leaving profit and cash on the table. And what I'm telling you today is ultimately how all my bookkeepers can and do pay for the entire program in the first month that they work with me, okay? One of the bookkeepers in the Facebook group just posted that she onboarded a client for $20,000 a year that she feels she absolutely would not have done without what we have given her, okay? So that has 4x'd the program. In my heart, what I want for the tribe is really a 10x at least, okay? the money back guarantee I give you is that you'll make or save more than the program fee. And you do that usually when you onboard just one client. And this is a perfect example. So what I love about this example with Beck is it's exactly what I expected. Okay. What I expected is for Tribe members to come in, onboard one client, and that would pretty much pay for the program. But then I was like, okay, if they do this, they'll get this return. I am a bookkeeper like you, so this is how my brain works. So scenario B, what Beck did compared to what she did before. And I'll mix it up a bit, throw paint at the canvas and talk about the AB. So before joining the program, Beck was charging by the hour. She didn't realize it, but her fees were like 40% lower than they should have been. Okay, so in Australia, the Institute of Certified Bookkeepers says that if we're not charging out $93 an hour, so if you use a pricing calculator to calculate your fixed price rates, if you're less than $93 an hour, you're on the fast track to closing, to bankruptcy, because you're not charging out enough to sustain all the things that are required to run a business. Okay. If you haven't listened to my podcast on pricing, please do. You need to smash away that employee mindset, and you need to absolutely embrace the business owner entrepreneur mindset. If you're acting like an employee and charging out cheaper rates and doing the employee things, you will not thrive, let alone survive in practice. Okay. So Beck was doing that before. She was also selling the what rather than the why. And as I do this podcast for you and tell you these things, I'm actually at my computer looking at my academy, because that really helps me to tell you the moving parts of what's going to make this work, okay? So scenario A, Beck was charging at a lower hourly rate, so she was not outcome or fixed billing. So in the program, I give you an hourly to outcome billing module. Now, this is normally standalone, but it's one of the foundation member specials. So Beck had gone in and she had done that module, and actually I knew, because she told me before she joined, this is the module she wanted. Actually, she said, can I just buy that? And I said, no, you're joining the program. And she has thanked me so much for actually pushing her to do that. Okay. So anyway, so she did that hourly to outcome billing. That includes productized services. So she was able to grab our pricing calculator. So as I tell you this, I want you to think about the things that you need in scenario B. So basically you need an outcome billing strategy, or at least a fixed price billing strategy. Okay. And then she was able to grab our productized services. So we give you a suite of simplified productized services. We also train you in how to simplify. Okay, so most bookkeepers who come into the program are doing this mishmash of complex services and kind of just doing what anyone asks them to do. So basically, we show you how to really smart, strategic, productized services and separate the admin and accounts from the bookkeeping. So that was really helpful for Beck, okay, really separating out what is the true bookkeeping service, which is static, and then if they need out of scope admin, accounts, other things, they are other kind of little productized services tacked on. We absolutely give support around Ignition software. So the next thing I mentioned was she was selling the what, not the why. Now, all of this is explained in a lot of detail in my book. So if you haven't read my book, you must read it. If you want to thrive in practice, you are going to make time to read my book or listen to my audio book, which is less than 6 hours long. Okay. So when PC's knocked on her door, low hourly rate, which was really just a basic time for money service. Yeah. So she was selling time for money, and she was just giving them the what. So here's what I'm going to do for you with a fee attached. Yeah. She definitely did not have 3 options or offer up, investigate the numbers services. And she didn't have a robust conversion process, which I give you in the program. Okay. So now I've talked about that. let's talk about scenario B and what she did implement. If you imagine the impact of every PC that knocks on her door now, on average being able to make $4,000 more, the next 10 PCs, that's $40,000 more than she would have billed out prior to joining the program. Okay, so the things that you need to have and do, let's talk about those now. I'm going to try and keep them as simple as I can, while also encouraging you to absolutely join the program if any of it feels overwhelming, okay? Because we are going to do it all for you and give it all to you. But I want to give you the option to DIY. That's why you've got the book, okay? And that's why I'm showing up and making this as a linear process for you. Okay, so the first thing you're going to need is you are going to need, rather than a time for money pricing strategy, one of the absolute top 3 probably pillars for any business, and let's talk service-based business, and then I'm micro niching into bookkeeping, right, which is pro services. So the science and art of your success is that one of the absolute key pillars to your success is a really robust, amazing pricing strategy. And I can tell you right now, you'll never stop learning on that front, because I never do. Okay. So your pricing strategy needs to be really strategic, really, really great. Yeah. It needs to be an outcome billing pricing strategy with productized services. Yeah. And so on that, like if you think, oh my God, what is that? How am I going to do that? Let's say that was on a scale of 1 to 10, that was on 10. So up here at 10, where you want to be, you want these beautiful suite of simplified productized services. Your bookkeeping is very separate to your admin accounts. And you want all of this wrapped up into an outcome-based fee. Okay, that's 10 out of 10. Back here at the 1 out of 10 in this model, what you want to do is, first of all, just have a fixed price billing system. Okay, if you move from hourly to fixed, that is step 1. Okay, so absolutely know that if you're still billing hourly, you are going to be leaving money on the table. Okay, and I like to say leaving impact on the table. Okay, because it's an impact on you and it's an impact on the client. We're not about profit. I heard actually recently from the amazing Profit Inc. and the author was a speaker at XeroCon, and she says profit is good. Profit as purpose is not. Okay, so I'm never going to tell you to focus solely on profit. Profit through purpose is what we want. Okay, and let's just all agree now that that's what we do, profit through purpose. Okay, and purpose is linked to the impact that you have on others. Okay, so if you're just hourly, you're not going to build your thriving practice. You're not going to be able to serve or delight anyone. Okay, so you need to go to fixed price billing. Now, productized services, I've explained all that in the book, so I'm not going to rattle on about that now. I'm going to direct you to the book. If you get the free ebook from my website, you can actually go Control F for find on your computer, and you can find and just put product or productized in there and quickly go to it. But definitely all that is explained in the book, okay? So Beck created productized services with an outcome fee attached, okay? An outcome fee is different to fixed. Fixed is really just still a math equation. So you go, okay, the time I think it's going to take on that job times my hourly rate is X, and therefore that is the fixed price I'll propose. Now, that is step 1 to outcome billing, but an outcome fee actually takes into account what the client needs and wants, as well as what you need and want, yeah? And it creates a value exchange, so that where your pricing calculator might say $100, an outcome fee might be $400, $500, $600, $700, $800, yeah? And there is a magic in that will help you to not only build your thriving practice, but delight your clients. Now, I know that because I've proven it myself, and everyone in the tribe has proven it too. And to this day, we continue to work around pricing mindset. So in terms of finding new clients and what you're going to do when this new client, a PC, knocks on the door, in order to maximize the opportunity that exists with that PC, yeah, You also need to create a conversion process that starts with why. And I explain all of this in the book, and I give you everything that you need to build it out yourself. Now, would I rather you join the program so that I can give it to you done for you? Yes, I would. But even more now that I see and feel and hear the value of what I've created for the tribe, okay? There are occasions where tribe members say to me, Jeannie, how did you do this? Because it's a lot what I have built, okay? And I would rather help bookkeepers avoid having to do all that themselves. But if you're electing to DIY, I am right here cheering you on, okay? So in terms of that conversion process that starts with why, I'm going to tell you what we have in the program so you can think about recreating that. So in my book, I talk about the brand and then menu. Okay, so in the program, I give you what's called a $1 million storybook brochure, and that basically has all the moving parts of everything that you need in order to stack the value of why somebody wants to work with you. Okay, so in the book, we talk about your vision and your mission and your unique selling proposition and your one-page solution and more. All of that and more is wrapped into this $1 million storybook brochure, okay, which is really like at the center of all things brand and brand asset. Okay, and we've actually even done a deal with this amazing website developer who specializes in websites for bookkeepers and accountants to take our $1 million storybook brochure, because it's actually a done for you website as well. And we've signed special agreements and non-disclosures for them to be able to use that to create websites for bookkeepers that are only $50 a month, including hosting, which I actually thought I misheard when they told me that. I was like, sorry, what? Was that per week? No. And we've just seen the first one roll out, and it is extraordinary, and they will be redoing mine. It's amazing. So that is basically the central piece of brand and brand asset, okay? So if you imagine everything I told you in the book that you need to build wrapped into this $1 million storybook brochure, which is used to create the video sales letter that goes in the conversion process, okay? So then what happens is where in scenario one, with that PC, Beck would go, here is what you need in terms of services and the fee attached, whether that's fixed price or hourly. If you're just giving them what you recommend, then you are missing the opportunity to get them to choose you based on value rather than price. So when you lead with what, just like I said in the book, then you create a cost-focused prospective client. Yeah. So that's the next thing. You want to create a value-focused prospective client who cannot press go fast enough. Even when you are twice as much as your competitors, yeah, you need to, like I say in the book, people don't buy what you do, they buy why you do it. And why is what's in it for them. Okay, so all of that is explained in the book, but just briefly, an example of why is a thriving business. People buy a thriving business. They don't buy bookkeeping. But bookkeeping, up-to-date, accurate accounting records is actually pillar one for the success of any business. So if you want to thrive in business, you need a great strategic bookkeeper in your pocket. So that is my little gift to you in terms of there's a why. Yeah, get out there and start saying that if you're not a tribe member, and just start getting involved in the why, okay? So the next thing in the conversion process is I show and teach my bookkeepers how to do 3 conversions and also how to do a proper thorough needs analysis. So what Beck did in scenario B is she slowed down and she did the thorough needs analysis that we give her, and then she converted that client into stage 1 conversion. So stage 1 conversion, it's a little bit top secret because it's in the program. But what I will say is there's a stage 1 conversion that gives her time to do a more thorough needs analysis and build rapport and actually turn that PC into a client. A client is 10 times more likely to buy from you without price as a priority than a prospective client. So then from there, Beck has even more time to continue to stack her value with the $1 Million Storybook brochure, just like you will if you build out all the moving parts from my book, yeah? Or you can have them all built for you in the program. But basically then she moves to stage 2 conversion. So say from $100 to $1,000. And then from there she'll move to a stage 3 conversion, which could be 5,000, 10,000, 20,000, whatever it is. But there is a magic in the system that means that you get more yeses. Yeah. So with that one, previously Beck would have proposed a cheap rate for services, and the client may or may not have said yes, yeah? But I know if that client could find someone $1 cheaper elsewhere, unless he could feel the value in Beck, which maybe from her reputation, there'll be a few moving parts there that will help, but she would have been less likely to even convert that PC to a client. So with the things that I'm telling you here, so the productized service, the outcome billing, leading with why, not what, that one is critical. A conversion part A into a low cost welcome line. So in the book, I talked to you about the product ladder that contains content, welcome line, core products, and succession products, right? Beck has converted that person into a low cost welcome line first. And then the second conversion is into a piece of initial work, which I would still categorize as welcome line, before onboarding that client into the core product, which is your progress bookkeeping or ongoing bookkeeping, which falls into 2 categories. It's either a DIY bookkeeper who needs support, or it is a full service bookkeeping client. Okay, so there are those things there, and you really do need to nail your video sales letter, okay, which you do overlaying your brand assets like your brochure or your website, okay, which is going to start with your why. Now, I know this will sound like a lot. You need to play the long game, okay? You're either going to use my book or you're going to join the program, so you're just going to play the long game. When you come into the program, the reason that you can kick goals quicker is because it's all done for you, number one. But then the second thing is, so I give you the number for you, but then I tell you exactly where to go and what to do based on where you're at, right? So I need to find new clients, or no, I'm overwhelmed with clients and actually I need to work smarter, not harder. Okay, whatever it is, or I just need systems and team, I need to recruit, I need to open up capacity. We point you in the direction of how to move through the program, okay? Now, as we head to the finish line of this podcast episode, there are 3 things that I want to cover off before we finish up. So one is a few other examples, okay, in terms of finding new clients, the opportunity that exists in terms of what you do when that PC knocks on the door, real life lessons from the tribe. The second one is I want to talk new business rather than new clients. That one is really cool. And then let's wrap it up with your action plan, because I'm going to bring it back to simplify what you're going to do next if you're not in the tribe, okay? So other examples, all right, so many, but basic ones like with the productized services that I give you. So remember, you need to think about what you need to do yourself as I share these lessons from the tribe. So give the tribe productized services, say around training. Like training is something bookkeepers do a lot of, like software setup and training. So you get the productized service around software setup, productized service around software training, and tribe members are 10xing what they charged out previously, okay? So they are charging up to 10 times what they were charging before, and in their words, the demand is really high. Or what do they say? My clients are eating them up or something, okay? So that's an example of that. What would happen in scenario A? The bookkeeper was charging out, whatever they were charging for training. then they pick up my productized service. And let me tell you, a lot of them are still charging out half what I charge. So I'm still working with them to say, hey, hang on a sec, so I've just created something new that allows them really to dive in and charge a lot more for that. It's a new standalone course, which is called Be a Brilliant Trainer. It's available for about $1,000 to the general public bookkeepers, but to the tribe, we're making that available, I think, for $197. So basically, Be a Brilliant Trainer takes it even one step further. However, the example there is that the bookkeepers are all saying they're charging out a lot more for their training services. Okay, so that is another example. Maybe I'll give you one more example. So that is of a bookkeeper. She is so super savvy. Like, she has got so much now, because we've got bookkeepers in there that are brand new, bookkeepers in there that are they've been going a while, but they're doing a lot of things the wrong way, and that's okay. We just need to shift it. And then we've got some, like a 20% that are killing it, right? But they've still come in to get so much from the program. So with this bookkeeper, she went and did a presentation, and she used the $1 Million Storybook brochure, and the impact of that was incredible. Okay, so the $1 Million Storybook brochure, which if you're going to build that yourself, again, it's all in the book under brand and menu primarily. We'll tell you what to do. So letting that do the talking for her, she's onboarding high value clients. They say yes when maybe before they would have said no or shopped around. They say yes at much higher fees. Okay. Another bookkeeper in America that we work with, he just said that one of his clients just said, like, holy cow, that brochure is incredible, that you are the clear choice. I would not go anywhere else. So this is a testament to how when you lead with why rather than what. Yeah, once again, why, there's lots and lots of whys, and we give you done for you why in the program. But when you lead with why rather than what, that will give you the competitive advantage. That will connect you to your PC. Yeah, that will help them press go where they might have pressed no, and it will help them press go without price as a priority. It will get you a value-focused, not cost-focused client, okay? So that's some examples. Now, the next thing, new business rather than new clients. We've embraced this in the tribe. So what happened is we were doing an implementer, and I asked the tribe about impactful things here, and exactly what I was expecting. When I have showed tribe members how to upgrade existing clients, they say, Jeannie, I had a 20-minute conversation with a client using your process and your script, and they're suddenly paying me $3,000 more a year. It's all profit. Yeah. And I say, exactly, we don't need new clients, we need new business. And there are so many more ways to create new business in your practice than just finding new clients. Okay. There's find a new client and make heaps more profit out of that client than you would have, because now you know what to do. And then there's create new business. Okay. That is more in the succession chapter of my book. This podcast is a companion to my book, as I say. So succession teaches you how to sell, investigate the numbers and more. Yeah. So just as we scratch the surface of this in the program, bookkeepers are just like, wow, they say to me, Jeannie, I do the trust you now, believe you later. I just follow the process and I do it. And voila, I have a raving fan client paying me thousands of dollars more. Okay. So I just want you really right now to take a breath and reset your mindset to this. I am no longer looking for new clients. I'm looking for new business. I want you to really get rid of the phrase new clients altogether. I'm not looking for new clients. I'm looking for new business. New business exists within your current database as well as with people that you've never worked with. And don't forget about past clients and inactive clients, okay? Lots more opportunity for new business that we should be leveraging, yeah? So let's wrap it up, my friends, with your action plan, okay? So in terms of simple action that you can take, feel the fear and do it anyway. Move to fixed price billing, even better outcome. But if you move to fixed price billing as a first step, I'll be the happiest woman on the podcast episode. Okay, so that is your step one. You've got my podcast on pricing to help you with that. You've got the Strategic Bookkeepers Way Facebook group to help you with that. I'm in there as your personal coach, yeah? And you don't get charged for that, so jump in, ask me questions, because guess what? I'll answer them, yeah? So move to fixed price billing if you haven't already done that. Number 2, why not use my book to create your productized services? Voila. Why not use my book to get cracking with leading with why rather than what? Okay, even if you just make a start and do something there, okay? Why not use my book in order to serve up 3 options so that you've got the basic bookkeeping for your clients, for your prospective clients, and you've got the strategic bookkeeping. Why not use my book to find out more about product ladder, yeah, and serve up welcome lines in a conversion step 1, yeah, and a conversion step 2 before you go on to core products in order to get more yeses, and more yeses without price as a priority, okay? Why not use my book to create an end-to-end conversion process that includes a video sales letter, okay? So they are your action steps right now. I'll see you in the next episode.
I hope you enjoyed this episode. If you have a question you'd like answered on my podcast, please email me hello@thestrategicbookkeeper.global. Did you know we have a private Facebook group called the Strategic Bookkeepers Way? There you'll find bookkeepers just like you on the same journey where you can ask questions and get support. You can find more resources and how to work with me at thestrategicbookkeeper.global. All the links are in the show notes. Have a prosperous week and I'll see you in the next episode.